Okay, so the TikTok lawyer's coming up soon.
Yeah, he's actually in the lobby.
Oh, he is?
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just do a quick refresher for those guys who aren't familiar. So we found this guy, Panda P Firm 2.0 on TikTok. Quickly became one of our favorite accounts. He is a criminal defense attorney, and he just gets basically all the criminals of Gotham out. Here's our favorite one. It kind of speaks for itself here.
All right, we're right outside of Van Nuys Courthouse. I got my great client here. He was charged with a second-time DUI. He admittedly overdosed on multiple different drugs that night. It caused a drug-induced psychosis. He crashed with 2 other cars on a freeway and flipped over a few times. Luckily, everyone made it out all right. The fire department came with the police, used the jaws of life, dragged him out of the car. He started fighting with them. They charged him with resisting arrest also.
I'm just looking at the guy's face.
We're pleased to announce that he's getting out of this with just a wet reckless.
Yes!
1 year of probation, not 5 years.
Hell no.
That is normally given in a second-time DUI. And most importantly, he's really changed his life around. He put himself in rehab.
Good.
Immediately after this happened. He's been in for 9...
This part's not funny. But he's like, you know, this guy attempted to assassinate the president. He missed and killed one of the secretaries. He was charged for first-degree attempted assassination. We got it reduced to time served and probation for a month. Let's go.
Let's go.
It's incredible. So
when I messaged him to schedule the time, I was like, "You good for 2?" And he replied, "Let's go."
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. So what's his name, by the way?
David.
Dave?
David P.
All right.
All right,
I
let's
wonder if
talk.
there's any relation to Wally.
Oh, David P. Let's talk to our boy.
All right, I'll cue him up right now. Stand by.
David P. Let's go.
All right,
Oh,
we're
and
right outside of Alhambra.
he ends every.
Where we just...
Oh, is this a new one?
Here he is. I'm connecting him right now.
And he ends every video with "Let's go." David, the legend himself, the lawyer extraordinaire. He doesn't appear to know that I'm here.
I think he's connecting his audio.
David. Oh, maybe his audio doesn't work. Let's go, audio, David.
Yeah, we're
David,
not hearing
David
you.
says this to the audio. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Two of me.
What's up?
I see 2 of me.
Oh, that ain't right.
Oh, here. You'll see Ethan in just a second. One.
So,
It's crazy because one is like my side. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of trippy.
we'll get you sorted out. But David,
How you doing?
how are you, my friend? You are a TikTok celebrity.
I'm doing good, man. Honestly, the TikTok's just for fun. I don't know how I feel about celebrity and all that, but I'm just happy to be here, and I'm happy that people are having fun with the work I'm doing. Am I happy about the haters and how they feel? Maybe. I don't know.
Who are the haters? What would the haters
Is there
be
a lot
saying?
of hate?
There are a lot of haters, my brother. Like, a lot of people are out here commenting my videos. A common thing is, how would you feel if one of your loved ones got killed by a DUI driver? Obviously, I'm a human being. I would not like that. But my job is my job, you know what I mean? Like, you can ask what if about everything, you know? Like, have you ever had something stolen from you? Or am I going to stop representing thieves? Well, thieves don't usually hire private counsel, so I don't really represent many of those anyway.
Well, let's see. How do you get these people to do the videos with you afterwards? Because it almost seems like a lot of them are like, what is going on? Like the guy where he flipped his car, he fought with the police, he overdosed on a bunch of drugs, he was in psychosis, and I'm like, let's go. But how do you get someone to like stand and do that video with you?
So Ethan, it's interesting because I watched that 20-minute clip of how you guys were going through
Sure.
my TikTok profile, and that was so funny to me, man. Like, it was hilarious. And you guys were talking about it, and people comment a lot saying, oh, he probably gives a discount or he probably has it in the retainer agreement. Ethan, you were actually right 100%. We're walking right outside the court, and I just say, hey, there's one thing we got to do real quick. Do you mind if we take a little video for my social media? And that's it.
You blindside him, right?
Straight up. I mean, they are so happy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they're just stoked.
People don't understand. They're like, oh, why is he putting them on blast? I would never let him do a video like that for me. Those people who are saying that are the first people to let me do a video for him. Because let me tell you what happens before these videos. They're stressed though. Can we cuss in here?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
All right, they're stressing the fuck out for the entire time from the moment they're arrested. From arrest to getting to court sometimes takes many months. They're freaking out that entire time. They're freaking out as soon as we get to court. And then that last day, they can't believe the result we got them, and they are so excited.
Yeah.
They would love to take a video with me. They love it. I've only had one person not be down, and that's just because I went to law school with them, and they didn't want like people we both know to figure it out. So
let me ask you, what's the craziest crime you've got someone off of?
There was this was a gang possession of a concealed loaded firearm. So he was charged for carrying a concealed firearm that was loaded and also in furtherance of a gang. And we actually had a hearing to suppress the evidence because on our review of the initial stop, when the police come and they stop you, they can't stop you willy-nilly. They need to have reasonable suspicion that you're involved in criminal activity. And we won that hearing. And let me tell you, when I was a prosecutor, I have done probably 40 of those hearings, and I never lost as a prosecutor. And I came in as the defense, and I won. And it was really incredible of a victory. I honestly, I was on the fence. I didn't know if we were going to win or not, but that's probably the craziest one that we got a full dismissal.
So how much jail time was he looking at?
I'm not really sure. It's probably about like a year or so.
Oh, okay.
But that wasn't his main concern. His main concern was because for a living, he's a security guard, and he didn't want to lose his ability to have a gun.
I see.
Or work. He was going to lose his whole career, his entire career, and he had kids. So there was a lot on the line for this case. And honestly, like people can hear what I just said and say, oh, this guy just got like a gang member off or whatever. His conduct was so minimal in that case. He wasn't really a threat to anybody. They were shooting a music video. And it was just a bunch of people who were in a gang shooting this music video. Hey,
no harm in that, right? Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
What, you've been saying that for a while? How did that make it into do you say that when you win in court? Like, what's the application of that? Let's go, Your Honor.
Ethan, I've been making these videos for years, pre-COVID also, and I've just been posting them on my Instagram, sometimes Facebook.
Wait, there's more of these?
Yeah.
Wait, where do we find more? Because I've watched all of them, and I was desperate for more content.
On my Instagram. Now, on TikTok, I only started posting on TikTok because me and my partner decided that, hey, you know what, let's just get away from the criminal practice. We're doing a lot of elder abuse cases these days.
That's good. That's a worthy cause.
Nursing homes, those are complex litigation cases, and they're very serious. So we kind of wanted to shy away from the criminal. So I started posting the videos, my criminal defense videos on TikTok, just because I didn't have anywhere else to post them. And I was still making new ones because I still have criminal cases. And it exploded. But I've been saying, let's go for years. I've been saying, hey, we're right outside of court with my great client for years.
You ever consider making merch?
You know, it's interesting you said that. Somebody mentioned that to me the other night, and I quickly dismissed it.
No, we need Let's Go merch.
For fun. I'm not really, like, trying to go viral or anything, but I think it would be cool to have some hats that say "Let's Go" or something like that.
Can I ask you a question? It's someone I know this happened to, and you tell me if you could get this person off, okay?
Go for it.
So he's had a previous DUI. This is his second time driving drunk, and he hits and runs a police car while drunk, already has a previous DUI, gets arrested, and what happened to him is that it got reduced to a wet and reckless. Do you think that you could do that, or is that like kind of insane to get off like that?
I think I could do that, and the reason why, what really puts this guy in a good position to beat the DUI charge or have it reduced to a reckless is because he hit and ran. Now, hit and run is another crime.
You're saying hit and run is a good thing in this case. I love you, dude. You're the fucking goat, bro. So are you suggesting that people hit and run if they're drunk?
What?
Are you suggesting that if you're drunk, you hit and run?
I don't suggest
it, but it could help.
Disclaimer, DUI is extremely dangerous. Crime is very, very bad. Now, okay, but let's say you just freak out and you happen to have hit and run because you're freaking out.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
They need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you were intoxicated, you were impaired by alcohol, or at 0.08 blood alcohol content or higher at the time of driving. It becomes very hard for the prosecutors to do that if at the time you're driving, you know, you hit the car and then you ran away. And now let's say it's like an hour or 2 or 3 or 4 later, they come up to you. What's stopping you from saying, look, I just needed a drink after that. That was hectic.
Oh my God. That's probably what he did. Of course, I'm talking about Ryan Kavanaugh, good friend of the show. We were wondering how someone with a previous DUI hit and run a police officer while drunk and gets reduced to wet and reckless. But I think that's a really good insight to what happened to Ryan Kavanaugh.
Yeah, but Ryan gets fucked because he crashed into a cop car and hit and run. And if you do a hit and run and causing injury, and the injury could just be like my neck hurts, he's in California, at least you're losing your license for an entire year.
That actually might have happened because he has a driver now. I don't think he's allowed to drive. Right. But yeah, I like that. Right. So guys, you heard it here. If you're drunk and you are in a collision, get the hell out of there, right?
So I am not going to say right. I actually suggest nothing. Look, you do what you do, okay? Call me after you've done what you've done. I can play. Look, I just play the cards I'm dealt.
Love
but
that.
I will never tell anyone commit a crime or anything. All crime is bad.
Let's go.
But I'll tell you, whenever I get a call, I just got this girl called me like last week. And she said, hey, I freaked out and I ran away. And then the cops came to my house. And I said, okay, look, stop tripping out, all right? It was bad that you ran away, but it kind of helped you with the DUI.
My boy. Let's go. Let's go right now. You're pretty slick. Do you consider? What do you think about the comparison of you to Saul Goodman, for example?
I love Saul Goodman. I love that show.
You like the way he does law?
I don't think he does it ethically. It's been a while since I watched the show. And I remember watching the first seasons when I opened up my own office. And I really felt him because he was down. He was like at rock bottom, wasn't making any money, and neither was I. And as lawyers, there are a lot of rules of ethics we have to follow with every regard, and especially when you're trying to get new clients. And I think he was committing some ethic violations or something like that, which I understand when you're in a tough place, like you just kind of want to say, fuck it, and let's make some money. But you know, I think it was funny, and I like that he was a criminal lawyer. I wish he did more practice of law. I don't think he ever tried a case in that show.
I don't remember. He was involved in that big elder abuse There's a lot of parallels,
Right.
my friend. You might
Yeah,
just be
no,
the
there
real
are
life
a lot
Saul
of-
Goodman.
Yeah, no,
how's-
the nursing home in that show was ripping off the elderly, overcharging them.
Right.
Yeah, what I do is usually it's kind of more medical malpractice-y, where the nursing homes understaff themselves to save money, and now all these old people are being neglected. They fall, they break bones, they got to get surgeries, or they develop pressure sores where it's like their body, their flesh eats away at themselves to the bone sometimes because they're not being rotated enough when they're paralyzed or not mobile. It's gnarly, my friend. It's really gnarly, but you know, someone's got to help.
So how's business now? Are you doing well? Money's good?
Thank God we're doing great. Yeah, thank you. Like it's just a blessing. We really started with nothing here.
Who's with you and a partner?
Yeah, so my partner, he was a prosecutor with me, and it wasn't for us. I don't think I dreamt of being a prosecutor. I wanted to be a prosecutor for a long time. And after being in it and taking every case I could to jury trial, we just felt like, you know what, we weren't really destined for this. I think that our talents are better used actually on the private sector. We can actually help people. As a prosecutor, you don't have a client. You have this fictional thing where you say, hey, I represent the people of the state of California. And then the jurors look at you like, you just wasted 2 weeks of my time for this, like, he said, she said case. You kidding me?
So, well, listen, I think you're a brilliant legal mind. Clearly,
thank you.
You're someone say the brightest. What's your Instagram? Because I want to make sure we get to view all of your content. I don't want to miss a single video.
It's P&P Firm.
Okay, P&P
So my
Firm.
TikTok is P&P Firm 2.0.
What happened to 1.0?
Well, P&P Firm got deleted. It got banned from TikTok.
Why
I
is
was
that?
so confused. I had no idea why.
Huh.
And I appealed it, and they told us that, yeah, you violated our violent extremism policy.
Weird.
Maybe one of your clients did, but
Yeah, I mean, they probably did, but I'm just practicing law. There's statutes, and like this is all legal. This is totally all legal.
I guess
know,
TikTok doesn't approve of the clients you represent. But you know what? That's ridiculous, isn't it?
It is. I think there's
Can I
just
ask you a
someone
question?
working at TikTok who's just like, fuck this guy.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever got someone off where you're like, maybe that guy should be in jail?
Never. Not
I
even
don't believe
close.
you.
Not even close. There have been times where, honestly, people have been in jail, and I just wish that they could have gotten help instead.
That's true.
That's true.
I think that, look, we need to send people to jail. We do. Like, I'm sorry, but it has to be done a lot of the time just to keep society safe. Jail is not, like, there are a lot of people who say, like, defund the police. You can feel the way you want. We do need these people. They're really saving us from tyranny. Like, it's, but.
Wait,
there
who's
are a
saving
lot
us from
of-
tyranny?
Saving us not from tyranny, from just chaos.
Okay.
Chaos, sorry.
Okay.
There are alternatives to jail. There's rehab. There's, outpatient rehabs are great. You can make someone do a ton of labor where they go pick up trash on the freeway, and if they don't do it, then they can go to jail. You can really punish people without sending them to jail. And a lot
Amen,
of people
brother. I'm right
comment
there
my
with you.
videos. What?
I said I'm right there with you. I agree.
Yeah, a lot of people comment my videos saying, no, send them back. Back where? Like, send them to jail. They should go to prison for this DUI. Okay, well, if you send people to jail, like, oh, you committed a DUI or a drug or alcohol substance abuse related offense. Okay, yeah, let's send you to jail. What happens when you send this person to jail? They come out and they go right back to doing what they were doing, right? Most likely. What if you sent them to rehab and you gave them a little love and you encouragement to really turn their lives around? Wouldn't that be better for society?
You got to prevent. You need to be preventative and not
Yeah, you do.
punitive.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, brother. So I have my own personal philosophy of how I practice criminal defense. Whenever I get a client, I just try to work with them, see how their life is, why this happened. Or do they have a drinking problem? A lot of my clients, I get them into AA right away. And I talk to them about how they feel about their lives, and I counsel them. Look, I've had a lot of addiction in my family. I've had like some issues myself. I've been to these meetings a lot. So I've seen the work I've done on people's lives. Some people are not receptive to it. I've had really sad times where I've worked really hard with the client and then they just relapse and screw their whole case up. And, you know, I've had to go my separate ways from some people. But I'll tell you, each one of my clients that I've gone all the way for, and each one of my clients I've posted a video for, has really worked on themselves and they really deserve the result that they got.
That's nice.
They really do.
That's actually really nice to hear. Well, there you go. You really are doing a public service. You're keeping them people out. Let's get them better, and let's get them going.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm going to call you next time I need legal advice or legal analysis, okay?
I'm always there for you guys. Feel free.
What's your hourly rate in case anyone's looking for a criminal defense attorney?
Well, in criminal law, we don't charge hourly. It's all flat fee.
Really?
So you just tell me, I'll give anyone a free consultation, and I already know what work is going to have to go into representing this.
A flat fee?
particular person.
What the hell, dude? I'm paying my lawyers some crazy hourly shit, bro. Do you know anything about intellectual property or copyright?
I don't practice that kind of law.
You can learn it. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you want to? All right, for sure. Let's go.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm just kidding.
our lawyers are doing good.
Yeah, they're doing
No,
good.
your lawyers. You guys probably got some good lawyers.
Well, we're being sued by Ryan Kavanaugh, and it's complicated copyright IP stuff. But I like the idea of that flat rate. How much? Let's talk flat rate. Maybe I can negotiate with my attorneys. Yeah, I'm gonna use it as leverage.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, a first-time DUI where the courthouse is near my office and it's nothing special, no enhancements, no prior DUIs, like, I'll charge like $5,000 for a DUI.
Okay.
Easy.
Not
It
bad.
gets more the more DUIs you have, or more enhancements, or if it's a more serious crime.
What's an enhancement?
But, yeah. What?
What's an enhancement?
So, for example, if you committed DUI, you get charged with DUI. But let's say now, when you were caught, your blood alcohol content was at 0.15 or greater. So you're at almost double the legal limit. If you're double the legal limit or higher, okay, they're going to charge you with DUI and with an enhancement for having your blood alcohol content so high while you were DUI.
I see.
And that way, it'll let them give your client enhanced penalties.
I see.
Or if you're speeding on the freeway 30 miles per hour or higher, or on a normal street 20 miles per hour or higher, that's mandatory 60 days minimum jail time.
I see.
Or if you refuse the blood alcohol test.
That's an enhancement?
Mandatory one. What's that?
Oh, a mandatory. Do you recommend if somebody gets pulled over and let's say they had a couple of drinks, should you always refuse the blower?
I would say so. Refuse it's the preliminary alcohol screening device. That's what we actually call it, or the breathalyzer at the scene where you get pulled over. That's optional. Refuse it. Because look, the crime ended as soon as you were pulled over, because now you're no longer driving. It's driving while impaired, or driving while 0.08 or higher. So as soon as you're pulled over, the crime is over, and now they have to prove that before you were pulled over, you were impaired. You're giving them evidence of what your blood alcohol content was right at the time of driving when you agree to do that optional test. It sucks. Now imagine if you refuse that one and you go to the station and it maybe takes an hour, 2, 3 to take the mandatory one. Then you've burnt some alcohol probably.
Definitely,
and it can help
for
out.
sure.
I didn't
had
know you could do
cases-
that.
Yeah, you can
I've had
refuse and then
cases-
go do a blood test.
Really?
I've had cases dismissed because it's taken longer than 3 hours to do the mandatory blood test, or breath test. And that's because the toxicologists cannot reverse extrapolate what your blood alcohol content could have been at the time of driving if it's been more than 3 hours.
Wow. So
That's
that,
kind of faulty.
well, there you go. That's actually good advice to all my drunk drivers out there.
The best advice
number
is
one
not to
advice
drunk
is please take
drive.
Uber.
That's probably the better
DUI is
advice.
extremely
Yeah.
dangerous to life.
Well, let's make
You
sure
know,
everyone heard that.
It is
And
what
so,
it is.
but let's see. The other one is hit and run if you're drunk. So that was a good. Also, so we're learning a lot. So hit and run, avoid the blower, and then the other one is what other kind of like basic legal recommendations do you have? Because actually, I think it's really interesting to get an insight from someone like you that deals with kind of like these petty. You do mostly do like small petty crimes, right? You're not.
Yeah,
you
I
don't
don't wanna
represent like
take any-
violent criminals, do you?
Not anymore, because honestly, I'm just so busy with the complex litigation that that's why we just wanted to stop taking criminal cases altogether. But
So what
I'll
other
always
advices
take, like,
do you
a
have?
DUI or a domestic violence case, because I've really done so many of them.
So-
It's kind of just
So if you're beating up your partner, do you have any advice to how not to get caught? I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
well, I have a lot of advice.
Okay, let's
about
hear it.
domestic violence, but yeah, what would you want to know? I mean, it's here's how it is. Okay, there's different kinds of domestic violence, but either there are injuries or there are no injuries. Okay, either they're going to charge you with domestic violence causing an injury, and usually it's bruising, or if like someone's choking someone, you're going to have redness around the neck, or it's just domestic battery, where it's like someone got pushed or slapped or like splashed water on someone. So if it's domestic battery, it's kind of he said, she said. Don't admit to anything. That's my number one advice. You don't even have to run away or anything. Just don't talk to the police. Everyone says that, but you have no idea how many people are guilty because they just start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Or here's my number one advice. Don't think you're smart. Don't think that, oh, I'm going to outsmart the cops. Oh, yeah, she did this or he did this. Like, no. Just seriously, just shut the fuck up. You're never going to be smarter at that point than you would have been if you shut up, waited to get the police report in court, and then you can plan on what you want to say after you already have been shown their cards, which is your right.
Is this true of someone on either side of the domestic abuse thing? Like, if you're the victim, what should you do to get justice on someone?
Well, the victims, believe it or not, a lot of the time they don't want their spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend to be prosecuted.
Right.
A lot of the time, their interest is, I feel bad for getting the police involved. You know, I understand it. Do I agree with it? Not really, because domestic violence is kind of like if someone commits DV, they're likely to do it again. It's a character trait because it's counterintuitive. Why would you ever harm your spouse? Like, why would you ever punch your wife in the face? Like, that's not something people are usually do. But if you're the type of person that does that and you're angry again tomorrow, you're likely to do it again.
Right.
So people are wired a certain way, and the law recognizes that. Your next domestic violence case, they can bring up the fact that you're convicted before to show that you have a propensity to do this again.
Right.
And you can't do that with a lot of other crimes. You can do that with domestic violence, you can do that with sex crimes, but not really anything else. If you are the victim and you really want this person to go down, it's tough. I mean, like, save photos of your bruises, cooperate with the police, but know that if you're going to start testifying like all angry and upset at this person for hitting you, you're going to lose a little bit of credibility. And it's going to show that, they're really angry at this person. Maybe they just made this up.
Mm-hmm.
Just be cool. Just, be sincere and don't go over the top. Because as a defense attorney, I would use the anger against a victim.
Of course.
I would.
That's what Sal.
I mean,
that's
it's my
what Sal
job.
would do.
I have
yeah,
to.
exactly.
It's
So-
malpractice not to.
Yeah, that's true. So you're usually defending the, of course, the violent, the violent person.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right? When you get a good result, you know? Like, look, I don't like that they do it, but the thing is, when they come to me, it's already done. It's already done.
Someone's
how are
got to
we gonna
do
move
it,
forward
right?
from here?
Somebody's got to do it.
You
know,
haven't had
it really
you haven't
upsets
had
me when I
the
tell-
victim be the one you represent though.
I've represented victims before, and I've had situations where both parties just beat the shit out of each other. I've had a situation where a cute skinny girl stabbed her boyfriend with the scissors, and he went to the police, and we got that rejected from filing, which is a dismissal before the case is even filed.
Were you rejecting the cute skinny girl that stabbed him, or were you representing
No,
her?
I mean I took her on as a client.
Yeah, you were representing the cute skinny girl that stabbed your
Yes.
boyfriend. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah.
And you got that thrown out. Awesome, dude. So how'd you do
Yeah.
that?
Well, he really didn't want her to be prosecuted.
Okay, so that helps.
It helps. So to sum it up, he called me and I told him, look, you go get your own attorney and have that attorney call me, which he did. So I believe that his attorney, and I'm trying to be very careful not to disclose certain things, but his attorney advised him to plead the fifth to the police, because the police are going to call him for follow-up. So this is what happens. This is a timeline of a domestic violence investigation. The domestic violence happens. One person calls the police come, make their arrest, write down a report. The report then goes to a detective at the police station. The detective, a few days later or a week later or 2 weeks later, calls the victim back and interviews them again and tries to get them to confirm everything they said on that first day. The reason they do that is because they want to make sure that this person wasn't just angry and making this stuff up when they called the police. So a victim is a lot more believable if, when they're calm and cool and collective, says the same story. Because I'm telling you, a lot of the time in these cases, when you get to court and then you get to trial, they say, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm actually at fault here. I'm the one that was attacking them and I made this all up. That's called a recanting victim. And so they want to make it so that if this victim recants later on, they will have no credibility, because look, you were consistent this entire time, and now you're changing your story.
So do you think that she's going to stab again, or you think it was a one-time stab?
I think it was a one-time stab.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's good. That's good. We love to hear that.
I mean, no one should have done that, but also he was acting a little up, so.
He deserved it in a way.
I don't think he deserved it, but it wasn't, it wasn't as egregious as I've seen it get.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I love it. Oh, so basically your advice is don't talk to the cops in any situation, refuse the blood test. If you commit a crime, run from the scene. We're all good, right?
So here, let me give you a disclaimer, Ethan. Nothing I have said in this podcast is legal advice.
Oh, okay.
But they are things that I have seen, and I have seen when these certain things happen the way I've described, the results were much better than other ones in the cases I have seen.
There you have it. Well, if you guys are stabbing your partner, getting into drunken runs, or you have a Nana who's being abused, your boy right here, David, is the man, right? I mean, he's the guy, so give him a call. Do you want to plug anything?
What do you mean? Like my TikTok?
Your TikTok, your Instagram, or your law firm? I don't know if is it illegal for you to say call me?
I don't think so, but honestly, Ethan, I never did any of this for marketing. It's just fun.
Yeah.
And I grew up wanting to be a stand-up comedian. I like doing things that are funny. I'm just having fun, I'm not really out here looking for more clients. I have enough clients. God bless. All
right.
Things have been great.
So don't call me.
But if anyone wants my advice and you live in Southern California or anything, yeah, feel free to reach out to us. You can find our Instagram is P&P Firm. Feel free to DM us or reach out. I'd love to help anyone. I give free consultations all the time. I love helping people.
There you have it. David, how do I pronounce your last name?
It's Porcellini.
Porcellini? Wait, is that?
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. We're Jews from Iran, so it was Yerushalmi that we had to assimilate so they wouldn't know.
Interesting. Okay, well, shout out. We're Jews as well, so big ups.
Ethan, I got a quick question of you guys. So I never watched your beautiful podcast until the clip that I saw of you guys going through my TikTok. So I figured, you know what, I gotta do a little research. And I went on Wikipedia and I saw that you guys met on your birthright trip.
Yeah.
That's right.
And at Yad Vashem, the Holocaust.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. Next time I go there, I'm gonna look for
someone nice there to meet. Right, yeah, no, people don't expect it, but it's the best place to pick up chicks. They're sad, they're mourning, they're vulnerable. These red pill guys could take a tip from me, I tell you what. Yeah.
I see you.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, thanks for calling, David. You take care. Thanks for sharing. Great to hear from you. And, when one of us get into trouble, we're going to call you first, okay?
God forbid, but I'm always there for you.
Yeah, I
Thank you so much
appreciate
for
that.
having me on. God bless. Take care.
All right, bye. Thank you, David. What a legend.
Let's go.
That guy's a fucking absolute.
Let's go.
I'll tell you what, if I got a DUI for whatever reason, I'm calling David. He's like, yo, dude, I love the advice that you should fucking bail, dude. Like Ryan did, you should bail from the scene. So they fucking awesome, dude. You got home and started drinking. It's genius. It's so Saul Goodman, isn't it?
Too much wine, sorry.
Yeah, speaking of which, did you see this edit that Cam just threw together?
No.
Let's make the disclaimer that
Let's better dial David.
Yes, Hila, give the disclaimer.
Okay, you should not drink and drive. That is serious trouble. Because not only are you trying to avoid trouble for yourself, you don't want to end up hurting someone else.
Exactly.
So just don't drink and drive.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
You should never hit someone. Violence is not an answer.
What about stab with a scissor?
You should
Don't
never.
stab people with scissors either.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And you know what? For the most part, it looked like the audience was enjoying this. I did see some people that were uncomfortable with this, and I understand. You got to keep in mind, it is a good thing that defense lawyers exist, and it can be uncomfortable at times, but it is your constitutional right to have representation, and a lot of people are accused of crimes that falsely, or that they didn't commit, or will suffer a consequence from that accusation. That, like he was alluding to, the consequence far exceeds proportionally what damage was done to society. And so,
they deserve the best representation. Actually, he won me over when he was like, these people who I represent really have made an effort to rehabilitate themselves, and going to prison is not going to help. It's not going to help anyone, And prison is really the worst way to rehabilitate anybody. Let's be honest. So let's go, I love that, though. The girl stabbed her boyfriend. He's like, yo, we got that shit thrown out before it even reached the fucking clerk. Let's go, legend. Love that, man. By the way, I nailed it. He just blindsides him. And he straight up admit that. He's like, yeah, I just blindsided him.
That was the funniest part by far. I can't believe it.
I just fucking blindsided him. They didn't say, shit, dude, it's awesome.
You were right. I really was leaning towards it being like, I'll give you 10% off if you do this video with me. But no, it's just, hey, hold on a second. I'm just going to take this video real quick.
You just start listing off all their horrible crimes. They're like, what is happening? Yo, by the way, we got to comb through his Instagram for other bangers.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's put that in a future episode. But yeah.
I think
Wow.
chat got their question answered there at the end. The whole time they were wondering if he is single.
He had a ring on, didn't he?
No.
He's single? Y'all are thirsting for David?
Yeah.
There was a lot
They
of thirst
were
for
the whole
David.
time.
He's a very handsome man.
I mean, he's a lawyer. He's got a good job.
Yep.
But based on that comment at the end, I think he's single.
Oh, right, because he alluded to he was inspired
That he
by
was
me picking
looking.
you up. Ladies, okay, we got...